Hello, this is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, filling you in since 2002. This is Mutt and Junkyard. It took me a while to review them. I didn't get them in December like most of you guys. I got them a bit later on. I had to get them from Amazon. The order that I had from GameStop didn't come true in the end. So, Mutt and Junkyard, classic G.I. Joe classified characters. Mutt, obviously, the dog handler. Junkyard, the actual dog. Again, Hasbro is continuing its its new tradition of creating great action figure animals that are must-haves for collectors. Mutt reuses a lot of parts from previous classified figures, and it doesn't matter. It still comes with a lot of stuff. It's a two-pack, so it's a more expensive set, a bit like the Timber and Snake Eyes set, or Fiona and Crocmaster, or Scrap Iron and his missile launcher. So let's look at Junkyard and Mutt a bit further. Obviously, you can see that they come with several hands for a dog handler and a second head for Junkyard, a face mask, and goggles for Mutt. Mutt is a classic dog handler from the G.I. Joe team before there was a Law and Order. So Junkyard is one of the first animals in the G.I. Joe line. Not the first one, obviously. Timber came a year after, and Spirit and Freedom came the same year. As you can see, the head can easily fall off Junkyard. But that's a good thing because it's easy to put the smiley face, Junkyard face. The articulation are very simple on Junkyard. Something that you need to be aware of is the paws are practically the same on both Junkyard and Timber. It's probably the only part that were reused from both figures, and that's okay, you know. It doesn't matter if they reuse those parts. Junkyard is significantly smaller than Timber, but his paws are the exact same size as his buddy. Well, they're not buddies, I don't know. I don't think that they would be buddies. I think they would be more territorial. So you can have the smiley face. His neck does have some form of articulation. He wears a harness, but in order to remove that harness, he would have to remove the neck, or maybe even the legs, and slide it off. He doesn't have a tail, but he does have some kind of abdominal articulation here. There are ball joints on his shoulders, elbows, wrist, and even the hands. So there's one extra articulation compared to a human being on those characters. It's a pretty muscular dog, too. This is Junkyard going about his business. I've seen a lot of customized Junkyard already. Junkyard is part of that new tradition from Hasbro of having great looking animal action figures. I like it. Bring on the animals, Hasbro. Bring them on. Now this is Mutt. Mutt is a bit wobbly. Just like most classified these days, he comes with two versions of his goggles. One that can fit on the helmet, and another one that fits straight in his face. He also has a gas mask and a stick, which is about the same as Shockwave's. Yeah, it's the same stick, just like Shockwave. A lot of the parts from Mutt were used with rock and roll, and that's okay. It's not a problem when they reuse parts like this. It's actually good business. It's smart use of parts, which gives us more figures that otherwise we probably wouldn't get or would cost a little bit more. So I'm very happy that they reuse parts as much as possible. He has a wrist guard here for when he gets jumped on by a dog like Junkyard. The articulations are good enough. They're not too tough to, they're just right. The thing with Mutt is that it came with several hands, as well as, well, an extra head for Junkyard. Those are hands that you use when he orders Junkyard around. Wow, this is a trigger hand, this one. This is like a cup, which means something else for Junkyard. Here's a pointing finger. This means something else when he orders Junkyard around. Grasping hand. More extended hand. And a fist. Currently, I haven't changed any of those hands. I'm keeping the regular hands there. So you can have the trigger hands. The helmet doesn't stay on, which is, if you need to keep the helmet on, you can use the good old trick of putting the smaller goggle in the back like this, and then putting the other one on top like that, and this will tighten it up a bit. The second pair of goggle is still too tight for the helmet, but it fits. At least he can carry everything with him. You can put the gas mask or remove it as you wish. Could even twist it around if you want. Put it side by side, sideways. I think there's some parts from Spirit on him. Not sure exactly, but I would say that probably the shirt was reused from Spirit also. Maybe the sleeves were also reused from Spirit. I like Mutt. I like Junkyard. I like Junkyard a lot. He can even carry Junkyard just like they do in real life when they have dog handlers. Junkyard is the star of this set. I mean, Mutt is good looking too, but Junkyard is on another level. And if you like action figures, animal action figures, Junkyard is for you. Like I said, it goes well with the other G.I. Joe animals, like Timber, so on. Mutt looks great next to his buddies. This is a Scarlet. Whoa. That's better. So, this is Mutt and Junkyard. Again, this is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, filling you in since 2002. Like and subscribe.